Hello, my friends, Gary Goals and fellow poets. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Hello, everybody. Well met. It's just started raining on the shed, but I know if you guys can't hear aeroplanes, you certainly can't hear little taps of rain. But hello, a poet. Hello, I am Gurf. Hello, Dazzle in the Dark. Hello, class. Hello, Del Girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Hello, Chris. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. We have 7 people watching, but only 4 likes, so you know what I'm going to say. Don't forget to share the love. Smash that like button. It really helps the channel. It's completely free and only takes you 2 seconds. So I'd really, really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. Usually, when we first started these streams, I wouldn't start the stream until we've hit at least 7 likes. We're on 5 now, so I think we can get... There we go. Okay, so now I know you're ready to converse with your fellow poets. How are we, everybody? How's it all going? How has everyone's weekends been? How have your weekends been? Anybody get up to anything exciting? Did anybody write anything? Let me know in the chat box. Whilst we give it a few more minutes, we'll give it until 5 past before we really get into things. And boy, we do have some things to get into. We've got some fun headlines to look at tonight. So, wow, Nightbot's going at it already. We do have some headlines to look at tonight, which I'm really excited to get into. But we'll give it a few more minutes for folks to drop in. What has everybody been up to? What have you guys been doing with yourselves? Good afternoon, Jeff. Jeff is in the house. Hello, Jeff. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world, folks. Hello, Jeff. Welcome back. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Good to see you. Check out that subscriber count, guys. We're already so close to 100. So if anybody has any poet friends that aren't subscribed, let's get to 100 whilst we're live, I guess. But what's everybody been up to? What are you guys been up to? Let me get comfortable. I can probably sit back in this and it'll be okay. Wagwan, Mr. AG. Wagwan, fellow poets. Hello, fellow poets. Hello, Mitchell Malone. I keep meaning to call you, bro. I haven't forgot about you, I swear. I've just been super, super busy. I keep meaning to give you a call. But yeah, don't think I haven't forgotten about you. Danny did message me your situation as well, and I've been meaning to call you just to give you my best. But life's just so hectic. Danny and Mitch is here. Mitchell Malone and Danny and Mitch. Hello. Oh, that's Matt Wall's thing, isn't it? Hello, everybody. The OG Danny and Mitch. We have 9 people watching, but only 7 likes. So those of you just popping in, don't forget to hit that like button. And we are going to get started at 5 past. So just a couple more minutes just to give people some time to drop in and say hello. And as I said, we've got some interesting headlines to look at tonight. So, yes. What's everybody been up to this weekend? Damn straight OG. The OG. Damn straight cool face. Work and stressing. Yeah, man. I will make sure I get a phone call to you this week. I can imagine. I can imagine. It's good to see everybody here. Hello, hi, hi, hi. Yes, we have so many channel members now, thanks to Raven. So don't forget to make use of those channel membership emojis. We can get some Gary Gore love in there as well, because I love you guys so much. Boom, look at that. Have some of that. Have some of that. Have some of that. 10 likes. Nice. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I promise you, we don't just say it as YouTubers for the sake of saying it. It does genuinely help the video. So you're helping support the channel by hitting like. So thank you so much. There it is. There it is. Excuse me. I feel like I should change my name to just Janny. Janny? You should change it to Danny at this rate. Uh, I've been working in stress too, although I did have adorable Cavalier puppy cuddles today. Oh, nice. Let me turn the heater. There you go, class. Make some use of those channel member emojis. There you go. Nice. Cavalier puppy cuddles sound amazing. I'm jealous. Although Harry was very nice to me last night and gave me some very good cuddles, so I appreciated those. Nothing quite like puppy cuddles. Ooh. 12 likes. Okay, we're on a roll. Okay, we are ready for the news bulletin. Are you ready, guys? Because I have some breaking news for you. I don't know if you're ready for this. I have some breaking news that broke the internet, broke my brain, and I couldn't believe it. But believe it or not, a recent study has found that monkeys will never recreate Shakespeare's works. She snuggled into my shoulder. I wanted to cry. Hello, Genevieve. Just in time for some news bulletin to kick the stream off. Yes, folks, you heard me right. A recent study shows that monkeys will never recreate Shakespeare's work. I know what you're thinking. How is this possible? It turns out a fully funded a fully funded study, people actually spent time on this, found out that monkeys will never write Shakespeare's entire works. And that's my news bulletin for you today, folks. You're welcome. There is an article for this. This is a legit headline, and you can read the article. I'm sure I am Girth is going to throw the link up in the chat in any moment now. But um, we've been sold a lie about those monkeys. Yes, yes, you have, Chris. Yes, we have. I couldn't quite believe it, but a funded research study shows that monkeys will never write Shakespeare's entire works. There's the link. Thank you, I am Girth. There's the link to the article after the stream or during the break if you want to give it a read. There you go. There's the link. There's the study. Read it in the break or after the stream at your own leisure. It is groundbreaking. It is mind blowing. Make sure you're sitting down whilst reading. Now, they must have been using the wrong monkeys, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Mitch. The study says monkeys will never write Shakespeare's entire works, so I don't know what to tell you. It's worth the read. They were dead serious about it. Yeah, yeah. What about AI? That will be in part two. We'll move on to AI in part two. Um, but it's not good news for us poets. We got to do our own study. Yeah, please. I am applying to the government for a £50,000 grant to study whether monkeys will ever write Shakespeare works. And you should open every week with a news headline. This is what I'm planning to do. Granted, I'll be honest with you, sometimes, especially this month, sometimes weeks go very, very fast and I don't get time. But I'm very thankful that this headline came my way because I couldn't wait to share it to you. Yeah, share it with you. Hello, Dimitri. Welcome to the live stream. You've just missed our news bulletin, but I can quickly fill you in. Monkeys will never write the entire works of Shakespeare. Ah, Raven. Hello, Raven. Welcome to the live stream. Lurk away, my dear. Lurk away. So, if you're as mind blown as I am that this study existed in the first place, if you're mind blown that this was even a funded research study, or if you're just blown away that and you just can't believe that monkeys will never write Shakespeare's entire works, either give me some Gary Go laughs or give me some sort of shocked face There you go. Look, that's a YouTube shocked face. I can't believe it either, guys. Let me just catch up on the chat. My sweet, I hope you're okay. Excerpt. The likelihood of it writing a random sentence such as I chimp, therefore I am was 1 in 10 million billion billion. Is that, I didn't even know that was a number. 10 million billion billion. Are we sure this isn't an April Fool's article? Are we sure this isn't an April Fool's article? 10 million billion billion. 1 in 10 million billion billion. I love saying that. 10 million billion billion. Adam, I have missed something. I have a little black square appear and it says, and a dartboard. Yes. Ah, yes. Well, I might as well tell you what that is. So this is a new feature on YouTube where we can set goals on live streams. So that little dartboard is a goal. I think if you click on it, it should give you the goal. One light blue super chat, and I'll read your poem on the next live stream. I don't even know if I've set it up properly, in all honesty, but essentially, if you throw in a super chat during this live stream, the goal is to get at least one super chat during the live stream. But we can do more, and then whoever super chats, I'll read your poetry on the next live stream. You can either email me at contact@adamgary.co.uk, or you can Instagram DM me, anything you like, and I'll read your poem on the next live stream. So if you want to do that, that would be great. I agree, Adam. This is just a stupid statement people say that apes can write Shakespeare. Well, it's now being proven that they can't, believe it or not. I was a problem. I was a problem with my. Oh, there was a problem with my connection, so I missed the monkey story. Essentially, there was a funded study on monkeys, and it's been proven that they will never write the entire works of Shakespeare. Yes, so you're all as shocked as I am. Look at that. Brilliant. Brilliant. I am sore, but doing okay. After a funded scientific study, they deduced that apes can't write the works of Shakespeare. Ugh, just reading it out loud, I can't even get. Bless you. Please look after yourself. I'm beside myself, honestly. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy, right? Crazy. Game over. I like that class. Class has put game over. It is game over. Okay, let's move on to our main topic then. Another headline that was sent to me by Nikki, actually. Nikki, who frequents the chat and the streams. I'm sure most of you know who Nikki is. Sent me this on Monday, I think it was, and I was so eager to get this to get excuse me this conversation going. Wait, so did they make them read it? I have no idea what the study consisted of. I'm not even sure it mentions it in the article. I have 3 articles in my head right now, and I was just thinking of the AI article. But 1 in 10 million billion billion. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. 1 in 10 million billion billion. Okay, so the main topic for part 1 this evening is this. Okay, so I'm going to read from my whiteboard. So, a head of English at the Harris Westminster Sixth Form, a high-end school, the teacher Freddie Bavystock, my marker has started to rub off for some reason. Freddie Bavystock calls to scrap Shakespeare to instead study TikToks and Instagram. Let me say that one more time. A head of English has called to scrap Shakespeare from the syllabus to instead study TikTok and Instagram. If I was a parent and my child went to this school and I saw not only that the head of English ran to the newspapers, not only ran to the newspapers to for whatever reason, but was calling to scrap studying Shakespeare to instead study Instagram and TikToks. For English language, I can only imagine that they would be studying captions or Insta poetry, possibly. What the fuck, indeed, Raven? And there's the fall of literature. Apparently, it can die. Yes, Dimitri, exactly, exactly. Has he actually read TikTok and Insta poetry? Or maybe they're talking about the captions. I don't know. I don't know. Boo, red tomatoes. Yes. I I was shocked when I read this. So he mentions that students and teachers are falling asleep during the Shakespeare part of the syllabus. So I would one say if you're an English lit teacher falling asleep at Shakespeare, I don't know. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I have to say about that because we're all entitled to our own tastes. We're all entitled to our own tastes. Nightbot is popping up regularly, huh? We're all entitled to our own tastes. But should an English lit teacher be falling asleep teaching Shakespeare? Maybe not teach literature then. Yeah, I mean we're all entitled to our own tastes, but that is kind of worrying, don't you think, that an English lit teacher or English lit teachers are falling asleep teaching Shakespeare? I can understand why students would be falling asleep to Shakespeare because it's not taught correctly in schools, I don't think. And as I always say, I bring it up a lot. I used to skip poetry classes, and I'm aware that there are separate. Studying Shakespeare and studying poetry are separate things. But okay, when I was doing Shakespeare in English, the one thing that really caught my attention and that I enjoyed was Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. Now, I understood that film uh, before I really understood archaic English, and yet correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty certain they're still talking archaic English in Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. That's the one with DiCaprio as um, Romeo. I understood it because it had been modernized in the sense that they wasn't fighting with swords, but they were like it was a gunfight, and there was petrol garage, and instead of riding in on a horse, they were on low riders and stuff. They had modernized it, even though the language was still archaic. Do more of that. Do more of that. You know, if you're going when buying textbooks or I don't know, this guy apparently, from what I remember in the article, this guy sits on a council or something, and they're trying to change everything. Buy textbooks that have modern translations. There are plenty out there. If not, as a local state or a local government, find some money to pay someone to modernize the language. How can you possibly be teaching English lit and not sort of teaching Shakespeare in this country, particularly? Like he's the patron saint of English literature, right? And instead, you want to study Instagram and TikToks. I would say the problem probably lies with the teaching methods. I'm sorry, but I don't like this method of teaching. Which method is that? Watching the films? That's okay if you don't. If you don't. Oh, I forgot to do my thing. Welcome to Conversing with Poets, everybody. We have three rules here. One, we don't discuss politics. Two, we don't discuss religion. Three, we're allowed to have differing opinions. We just share it respectfully. So that's okay if you don't like watching films. But that's the way I connected to Shakespeare in school, was watching Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. It made it a lot easier for me. Let me just scroll up on the chat because I started talking a lot there. Maybe not teach lit then. They're not a good teacher. If they can't make it interesting, then no one's benefiting from it. Yeah, I would say the thing that needs reform, you can't not teach Shakespeare. You can't not teach Shakespeare in this country. I'm sorry. Again, he's the patron saint of English lit. Whether you need to teach as much of it, I don't know. I don't remember there really being much Shakespeare uh, in when I was at school, and I can't imagine that they teach more Shakespeare than when I was at school. We had like 4 weeks maybe of Shakespeare, and I don't remember it ever being too much. Um, why would they take the job if they don't like teaching Shakespeare? Again, I will say um everyone's allowed to have their own tastes, but I do find it interesting that English lit teachers are falling asleep teaching Shakespeare. I do question that. Exactly, they would have had to go through the exact same syllabus. S- it's the way they impose it on you rather than you learn anything from it. I was homeschooled for a bit and I was made to learn about all the famous quotes from plays, and it was dull as anything. It's yeah, I suppose we've all had different experiences in what we were taught with Shakespeare. I was never taught to learn quotes from plays. Um, that sounds interesting. That sounds interesting. For me, like Shakespeare, what Shakespeare does amazing is capture like humanity, right? Whether it's love, whether it's heartache, heartbreak, love, heartache, heartbreak, loss, tragedy, comedy. So I don't know if that's a drama, if that's a drama syllabus, right? If that's what you should learn in drama rather than English lit. But yeah, they modernized the Bible for easier consumption. They can modernize Shakespeare. Exactly. There are so many books. I own one myself. I own one myself. The Shakespeare sonnets, one in archaic English and one translated, if you like, into modern English. I'm sure that the same can be done for plays. Um, in my opinion, Shakespeare and other plays shouldn't be read, they should be watched, as that was the playwright's intended medium. This is true. That's a good point, a poet. That's a good point. I'll give you that one. That's a good point. I recognize this topic. Yes, I did give you credit just before you jumped in. But yes, thank you, Nikki, for suggesting this topic. Sorry, this blanket. I might have to get rid of this blanket because it's doing my head in. I think it might be better to teach the impact. Yes, the impact of Shakespeare. Um, the impact the likes of Shakespeare had on literature than just focus on the one of his works. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think. Sorry, I needed to burp. I think the impact should absolutely be taught. 100%, 100%. He invented half of the English language, right? The English language that we know, and all the different phrases, which is probably what Naino was made to memorize. But um, I do think also one of the works should be studied just to show like what is capable of what I can't talk. Can't get this sentence out. To show what you can do with the power of words in terms of the stories that you can weave and the human expression and the lessons that come from that. Um, because there are life lessons in the works of Shakespeare. I'm not saying there aren't life lessons in lots of different literature. I suppose you could start. I suppose you could look at Terry Pratchett's work. I'm just trying to think of like modern day authors and writers that could replace Shakespeare. I just don't think it can. I don't think it can be done. Maybe Terry Pratchett. Obviously, you could argue that Rowling, J.K. Rowling, but I don't think you can scrap Shakespeare completely. Oh yes, that would have been much more memorable in school. No, I don't mean watching films for literature. What I mean is that the specific movie chosen to teach Romeo and Juliet is not good, at least in my opinion. Oh, you didn't like it? You didn't like it? Franco Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet is better. Interesting. Don't think I've seen that one. I'll have to look that up. I feel like they are just trying to interest the younger generation nowadays instead of actually teach what they need to know. Yeah, and there is, of course, something in that, right? I might be controversial right now. I might be controversial right now, but I think we have to be so careful. I think we live in a day and age where everything is so easy. Food is so easy, right? You got Uber Eats, you got um Deliveroo and other uh apps that deliver food just like that. You got microwave food, really decent microwave food now. Just lots of content. There's content everywhere. I think we live in a very oversaturated world. And here's the controversial part. I think we have to be very careful that as a society, we don't start. This is going to be so controversial. We don't start dumbing ourselves down. We don't start becoming lazy, I should say. We don't start becoming lazy. Shakespeare and many others are very intricate, very they take time to consume and understand, and we've got to be careful that we don't completely wipe that out. And I just can't imagine what an English syllabus looks like studying TikToks and Instagram. But that's just me. And please, if you feel differently, if you if you can change my mind on this, I'm open to having my mind changed. I'm always open-minded and open to having my mind changed. But um I think we have to be very careful scrapping Shakespeare for TikTok. We can't easily understand the language because we are dumbing down. Oh, there you go. I just said all of that before reading Nikki's comment. We can't easily understand the language because we are dumbing down and diluting the English language. It's not easy to learn Old English, but you can. Perhaps students. Oh, it skipped. Um, Perhaps students would find it interesting to examine the evolution of language, to pick a few words as examples and study their changing uses and meanings over the centuries. That's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. Like it, and this is another thing. This is like would be a fun challenge. This would be, in my mind, this would be a fun challenge, like a treasure hunt sort of thing. You have to change the way you're teaching this thing to make it more engaging for kids. You don't just say, "Oh, it's too difficult to engage kids with Shakespeare, so we should just get rid of it." That's the easy way out. That's literally, at least in my mind, that's literally like the core quality of a teacher. The core quality that a teacher should have is the quality to engage young minds and excite young minds. Classic example, very famous example, maybe a bit cliche to bring up. Dead Poet Society. Watch Dead Poet Society, Mr. Freddie Stock. You tell him, Adam. Perhaps students would find it. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I completely agree, Nikki. Late to the outrage, but I'm trying to change all my bits and bobs. No worries. What the fuck is that head of English thinking? What is TikTok and Instagram going to teach you English lit-wise? The world has honestly gone mad. Yeah. I mean, in my mind, this is little Danny. I like that. Little Danny. In my mind, this is a lose-lose for Mr. Stock. To me, in my mind, in my personal view, it's a lose-lose. Because if I was a parent with a kid at this school, um, and I read this, I would either think, why is he going mental in the headlines? Why has he gone to the newspapers with this? Or I think he's being very serious and he's going to have my son studying TikToks and Instagram instead of Shakespeare. Get my son out of that school right now. Or daughter. I could have a daughter. I think if this teacher wants to swap Shakespeare for TikTok poetry of all things, then Shakespeare is not the problem. Yeah, exactly. Shakespeare, at least here in Canada, was taught more so in drama arts. Yeah, it's a thin line, isn't it, actually? It's a thin line. Um, sh and over here, it's taught both. So that's why I always say, like, Shakespeare, in my little story, Shakespeare has always been in the background as an English person because, and someone who studied performing arts, Shakespeare has always been around in English lit and in drama. So, but as I say, I own a book myself, um, Shakespeare's sonnets. On the right hand side is the original archaic English version. On the left hand side is a modern translation. I'm sure we can get educational textbooks that do the same. It won't be shown in schools anymore. After it came out, there was essay on set. There was. Wait, is this Baz Luhrmann's? I didn't hear about that. Is that Baz Luhrmann's? I'd rather see his poem study than his plays. I think that makes more sense. If I'm being honest, if I'm being honest, I guess that makes more sense. And this teacher, that makes more sense. Probably, let's be honest. And that might solve the issues of kids and teachers falling asleep. Whereas rather than teaching a whole play or going through a whole play, which really, let's be honest with ourselves, doesn't take that long. Um, oh no. View deleted message. Hang on. What? I th- I think I'm not sure what's going on there, Nightbot. Uh Nightbot is going hard on Dimitri for some reason. I am Gurf. Can you see what's happening with Dimitri? I'm going to take Nightbot off because Nightbot is. Maybe I'm going to take. Hang on. I see that Nightbot is going a bit crazy with Dimitri. I am Gurf. Would you mind looking into that if you can? Just seeing what's going on there, so I can carry on with the chat. What was I saying? Poetry. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Study the poetry rather than the plays. I'm losing my voice. Have I got anything left? No, I'm losing my voice. I think I'd more I think I'd be more interested in learning about the evolution of language over time and the impact Shakespeare and other romantics had on literature if I was in high school. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what it's like in other countries. I'm not even sure what it's like in this country anymore. But I'm pretty sure I had about 3 or 4 weeks on Shakespeare and we learnt one of the lesser known plays, so much so I can't even remember which one it was. It wasn't Two Gentlemen. I think it was in Venice. I think it was set in. It's not Romeo and Juliet. Before anyone says that, I can't think what it was, but it was one of the lesser ones that never gets performed. So if that's what you're teaching on the syllabus, there's probably a reason it never gets performed as well. Anyway, I studied at. You studied at a Harris school? And all they drilled into us in English lit and drama is Macbeth. There was no in-depth learning in regards to only Shakespeare, but poetry. Okay, so this was Harris Westminster sixth form. Is is that a chain of schools? Is Harris School a chain of schools? I don't know. Perhaps authors of other cultures. R.F. Kwang. has broken so many barriers with her novels. We all know I'm a staunch advocate for the impact Margaret Atwood has had on modern literature too. Yes, yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, I don't know what the English lit syllabus is anymore. But yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. But I also totally I don't think Shakespeare should be replaced at all. Not in this country. Not in this country. He's like, I don't know. Am I biased, guys? Tell me I'm biased, but he is the godfather. Can you imagine getting to a can you as anybody here that's British and even globally, Shakespeare has a global presence. Can you imagine in like 50 years' time, multiple generations having never been taught who Shakespeare was? Like, that's what we're talking about here. If you scrap him from the syllabus, there'll be generations and generations who don't even learn Shakespeare. I just think it's, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. I guess there's a part of me here that's biased as well. No, of course, not every author study needs to be a middle class white guy. Yeah. I'm losing my voice so quickly. I'm getting amped up. I'm getting amped up on the erasing of my guy Shakes, Willie Shakes. I wish more time would be spent on living poets in high school than than they spend on what was written centuries ago. I have the other opinion that there isn't much you couldn't get from modern poetry. This is true as well. Although I don't know what it's like over there. I studied. I went to one class and then truanted the rest. But we were looking at an anthology of modern poetry, so I can say that much. It's too late for that. I'm well behind on chat, guys. I'm really sorry. We already are becoming lazy, though. Yeah, I know, but we need to be careful of that and battle against it and reverse that. Okay, I'm gonna skip some chats just so I can get to the bottom. I'm glad you're back, Dimitri. Eteria, tell Nightbot I'm sorry. Welcome back, Dimitri. I don't know what was happening there. So I've skipped. Lord Harris owns carpet, right? Fun fact. Interesting. Okay. Dimitri's used the H word. He's wordy, Jesus. It was for politics, even though what he said wasn't really political. Okay. Careful, everyone. Night spots on the prowl tonight. We must protect Nico at all costs. The Merchant of Venice. Was it the Merchant of Venice? It might have been, but that's performed. No, maybe it was the Merchant of Venice, but I know that one. So I don't think it was that one. Adam, take up the torch to continue the deep study of Shakespeare's work for the children. Yes, I'm gonna have to start a children's. I'm gonna have to start a children's school for Shakespeare. Adam, I mentioned the next president of America, so I believe. Ah, okay. Oh, you got suspended? Nightbot doesn't mess about, you know. Nightbot. You skipped my message about Lord H. Okay, let me find it. Sorry, I was getting really behind on chat, so I just the textbook for Shakespeare's plays have annotations that explain the outdated language. It's the lessons that are dry and need readdressing, not the material. Right, well, there you go. So they have that. They have the texts translated. So I would say maybe we need to figure out how the teachers can get that spark back. And, oh, the other one had abuse. Okay. The actors were underage and pressured into nudity. Okay, I got you. Right, where's Danny? Where's little Danny? I wouldn't scrap TikTok. I wouldn't scrap Shakespeare for TikTok, but I would substitute out Shakespeare for Mary Oliver or Ted Hughes. Interesting. And I can understand that. In other countries, I can get that. In other countries, I get it. Um, but in this country, you can't do that. It always makes me mad. I'm looking for a different name now. That's why. Little Danny, Nightbot, chill man. uh, Two Gentlemen of Verona. No, it's not that one. A poet. It's not that one. I can't find your comment, little Danny. Can't find it. Oh, I studied at a Harris school and they all drew. No, so it's after this. Okay. No, I can't find it, little Danny. Are you sure you posted it? Thanks for that. If the teachers don't care about the work, then it will fall utterly flat. I had a teacher who adored Shakespeare, and it bled into every lesson. Well, there you go. There you go. Unfortunately, there aren't endless budgets where schools can bring in like Shakespeare. They can't just pay for Judi Dench. if if we could pay for Judi Dench to travel the country in every school and teach Shakespeare, every person in this country would be a Shakespeare nut. Um, Alas, poor Judi Dench cannot do this. I don't think we have a US equivalent of Shakespeare. Any thoughts who it would be? I've always thought Poe as the American Shakespeare, but I don't know if that's just by looks. But I've always thought of Poe as the American Shakespeare. Mamet? Is his first name David? Is it David Mamet? Does he write poetry? I'm not sure. Maybe even Dickinson. Like I'm just getting stuck on men, but maybe Dickinson. I'd say Poe or Dickinson would be the American Shakespeare. But equally, when teachers have so much stress, is it any wonder that they are struggling to muster enthusiasm for less easy materials? I get that too. I get that too. I understand that. Um, it's difficult. I think the whole Whitman could be one too. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if you have like a playwright poet. Mark Twain. Mark Twain, yeah. Mark Twain's another good contender. One member equals one chimp to actually write you a play. Thank you, I am Girth. That's a good one. Can we just appreciate I am Girth's witty plugs for membership? I think we're all members here, aren't we? I think pretty much everyone here is a channel member thanks to the wonderful um Raven, who I think is probably still lurking. Thanks again, Raven. I really appreciate that. Whitman, Dickinson, Twain, and Poe are all contenders. I would say so. It would be Poe, maybe Longfellow, Dickinson, maybe. Yeah, those are some good contenders. For me, it's always been Poe, but Dickinson and Twain, and Whitman are good contenders too. I got skipped again. Feel offended now. No, I'm sorry. The chat is doing well today. You skipped my message about Lord H. Okay, I did, but here it is again. Oh, yeah. Harris Federation. They're owned by a rich old man called Lord Harris. Ah, okay, okay. Oh my God, I'm trying to send messages on my main account, but I'm not waiting for the timer to run out. So everything I send a message, I reset. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Is there some, can we, mods? I don't know. Can the mods, one of our mods maybe take Dimitri out of timeout? I'm not sure if that's even possible, but maybe one, if you don't mind, one of you guys could look into that and take Dimitri out of the timer. It is difficult to compare Shakespeare to American poets when he is almost as old as the country. This is true. This is true, but I'm thinking output. I'm just purely thinking output and legacy and longevity, right? He's genre lit. This is true. This is why I could easily be swayed away from Poe. So a lot would say no. I think this is why I could easily, in fact, I might just have been swayed away from Poe because he is genre lit. You're right. Hey, we got Dimitri back. We got Dimitri back. Dimitri's in the sin bin. Not anymore, Nikki. He's escaped. The great escape. I did have a look but couldn't see anything. We're back. He's back. He's back. That's from a movie, isn't it? He's back. I'm back. Something like that. He's back. Is that Harry Potter? He's back. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's Harry Potter. He's back. Lord Voldemort's back. With the like emphasis on the B. It was so scary in the sin bin. Oh, I'm sorry, Dimitri. You're back. You're out of the sin bin now. You're back with us. Whitman is the grandfather of free verse, which is a positive for me, but not for everyone. Right. I know in terms of playwrights, I would say David Mamet is up there. I think his first name is David. Mamet. Mamet. Then you've got Aaron Sorkin. If we're going like modern, Aaron Sorkin just writes big shows after big shows after big shows. I'm not sure if he's written any books or if he's written poetry. You're safe now. Walt Whitman and Ralph Waldo Emerson. Emerson are listed as the most influential American poets. Emerson for sure. Ah, there's Raven. Hi, Raven. Dickinson would be the undisputed choice if she was male. Unfortunately, this is probably true. This is probably true. Who's that? Is it Robert Pattinson? The guy who just brings out a book every few weeks. But he just writes the story, doesn't he? He has like a million ghostwriters under him or something, co-writers. Robert Frost, of course, Cummings. US poets don't seem to write plays, they seem to be poets and essayists. Robert Patterson is Edward Cullen. Oh, James Patterson. I mean, James, maybe his first name's James. Thank you, Delgal. Thank you so much. Round of applause for Delgal, who helped us reach our first YouTube goal. This is the first time we've done this. Let me hit that like uh, on that chat. Thank you so much, Delgal. Thank you. This is the skin of a poet. Yeah, look at that chat popping off with the hearts and the celebrations. Let me get some. I'm trying to find some Gary Gold love. There we go. Thank you so much, Delgal. If you email me or Instagram me your poem, I will read your poem on the next live stream. And if anyone else wants to, even though technically we've hit the goal now, you can still leave a super chat by hitting that $sign underneath the chat box and sending a super thanks. And for every super thanks, I will read out one of your poems in the next live stream. Thank you so much, Delgal. Appreciate it. Oh, we lost a subscriber. I guess someone here. Maybe it was this teacher. The teacher was a subscriber and didn't like what we were talking about, so they unsubscribed. Could you imagine? James Patterson is prolific. Lee Child has writers that publish under his name. Nicholas Sparks too. Yeah, yeah. See, that's cheating. That's cheating. They can't be the American Shakespeare. Although depends what you believe, because some say that Shakespeare wasn't Shakespeare. There's so many theories, isn't there, guys? Well, well, if you haven't watched the Halloween stream, watch the Halloween stream we did. We found out some weird we found out some weird stuff there. I love his letters too. One of my favorite quotes come from his letters. Thou art to me a delicious torment. Nice. Nice. I love writing letters. Look at the state of this. I'm gonna have to scrap. Yeah, this blanket's got to go. I could never imagine writing such a thing to someone in a letter. That takes some balls. I bet Nightbot cost you a subscriber. Probably, probably. Okay, maybe we'll take our 5 minute break here because I'm getting quite a sore throat actually. I don't know why. Maybe because I got worked up with the whole Shakespeare thing. So let's take a 5 minute break. That does mean I'm going to flip my whiteboard now. Oh yes, of course. Very important topic when we come back. AI. AI poetry and how we've already lost the battle. So I'll see you in 5 minutes. Let's grab refreshments. Let's take a loo break. As I say, if you want me to read one of your poems for the next stream, leave a super thanks by tapping that $sign. Otherwise, I'll see you in 5 minutes. Hey, we're back. I quickly got rid of this blanket because it was doing my head in. So now I'm just sitting on it instead. I need to go. Sitting up is painful and I'm sleepy from pain meds. Much love to you all. Okay, Raven. Rest up. I hope you're okay. And it's nice to see you anyway. And I hope you enjoyed the stream, some of the stream that you managed to catch. A cool man. One who banishes me in the realm of sin bin to this very day. I dread the mere thought of Nightbot. Yes, you have joined the very exclusive club with Nikki of people who have been abused by Nightbot. It's a YouTube tool that flags messages for content before they get posted. So why do people use this tyrannical tool? We had some issues. Um, um was it at the start of these streams we had someone being silly basically for shits and giggles, and so it's just a way of catching things. I can put I can put triggers into Nightbot. So for example, Trump, if someone mentions Trump, um and not just Trump, any political figure. I've got a whole list of political figures that if they get mentioned, then the comment gets held. And just stuff like that, swear words. I see that Jeff said, yeah, if you put post in all caps, that wasn't a trigger I put in there. I might look to find where that trigger is somewhere and remove it because I don't mind caps. You can use caps as much as you like. But it's just a way to keep things safe for everybody. And sometimes Nightbot just outright delete the comment, but as Jeff said, sometimes it holds it for review, and the mods like Jeff or I am Girth or Danny can read it, and if they think it's appropriate for the stream, they can allow it. I'm very new to this whole chat universe, guys. Thanks for the info. Yeah, no problem. It's just protecting you guys more than anything, trying to keep things safe and healthy. Have a good night. Later, Raven. Feel better. A few trolls spoils the pot. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Nikki just gets told off for using shouty capitals. Nikki. Don't know what I'm doing with my throat tonight, but it's sore as anything. All right, we got an important discussion, guys. We got an important discussion. We've spoken about AI on streams before. Um, we've spoken about AI and how we were worried that we had been matched by AI, and unfortunately, the day has come where AI has surpassed us. It's been known for a while that AI poetry has won poetry competitions, but now AI, right now, if you Google poetry news, at least from my phone, uh, there is it's a big story at the moment, and we're going back to studies. We started out with a study. We're going back to a study. A study has shown that people prefer AI poetry over human poetry. And basically, these researchers got a bunch of famous poets. I think many of them have been mentioned in our American Shakespeare list. Got a bunch of American poets and their work, and then got AI to generate poems based off of these poets. I don't know if my hands are in the screen there. AI generated 5 poems each for 5 real world poets, something like that. And they took it around to, I think, in all, I think about 2,000 people were part of this study. Who paid for the study? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But Iron Girth has just put a link to the article in the chat, so you can read that after the stream if you like. But basically, 2,000 people around or thereabouts were interviewed, were questioned. What poems do you prefer? I think it was what poems do you prefer, and also what poems. Which of these poems were written by a human, and which of these poems were written by AI? The same person that paid for the money study monkey study, probably. Um, and unfortunately, the general consensus was that people preferred AI poetry, and they also thought the AI poems were the poems written by real people, and the poems that were written by real people were written by AI. So, what do you make of that, folks? Do you think that people prefer AI poetry because it's more palatable? For example, people are increasingly using ChatGTP to write posts on Instagram and TikTok, and AI will avoid controversial content by default. AI's aping, aping the style of the famous poets. I'm not sure what that means, Jeff. Aping. What does aping mean? Again, with the dumbing down and diluting of things. Yeah, let me go back to Nikki's comment. Do you think that people prefer AI poetry because it's more palatable? For example, people are increasingly using ChatGPT to write posts on Instagram and TikTok, and AI will avoid controversial content by default. I don't know if the controversial. Oh, nice. Just got an order. Wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's for something else. Uh, Yeah, cool. That's sorted. Sorry, guys. I just got a notification that I received an order, but it wasn't for. It was for the laureateship. It was basically. It's fine. Shut up, Adam. It doesn't matter. Work mode. Focus, guys. Focus, guys. Focus, Adam. Do I think? I don't think controversial content has anything to do with it. What do I think has to do with it? I think maybe you do have. Maybe there is something because it learns from things, right? ChatGPT, at least I think so. It learns from things. So writing a lot of if it's writing a lot of Instagram captions and stuff and then learning from that, then maybe, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure what the answer to this is. Oh, copying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't know that. Again with the dumbing down and diluting of things. I'm sure that there's a large quantity of people who use AI to write their poems and then they claim them for their own, copying like apes will copy human behavior. Okay, I'm absolutely certain that happens. There's already a stream of mass produced AI poetry available. I meant AI is kind of emulating insta poetry, empty, vapid words. Humans put their pain into their art. This is truly the only thing AI can complain about is a motherboard overheating or the blue screen of death. AI terrifies me, yeah, right? Man, clearly we didn't watch The Terminator enough as a society. There's an interesting video I watched about AI poetry collections. I'll post it here. Oh, cool, I've not seen this. The article said the respondents mistook complexity of verse for machine-generated babble. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, there you go. The article said the respondents mistook complexity of verse for machine-generated babble. Oh, you did? Oh, I don't think I watched it. I don't think I got round to. I watched iRobot, We Are Screwed. Yeah. However, I'm giving Coca-Cola free promo again. I did watch Bicentennial Man with Robin Williams, so hopefully we go in that direction. How concerning is that? Yeah, right, Jeff? Right, I am Gov? The article said the respondents listen to this, guys, mistook complexity of verse for machine-generated babble. And that's why I said we've lost. And that's why I said it's over. I don't know. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? I want to sit in on one of these studies. I need to know if these people are real. Do we know who funded this study? So I know I think it was a poet. Someone asked who funded this study. Do we know who funded this study? Megan is another film that puts me off. I haven't seen Megan actually. It did? To be fair, I said respondents. The article said uncultured swine. Are you serious? No, it couldn't have. It couldn't have. That's a joke that's gone over my head, right? The register.com. I've not heard of this company. I don't know. Are they like a maybe are we but basing part two off of a joke article? But when I Googled AI poetry today based off of this article, there were floodloads of articles about this topic. AI poetry. It's in the title. It is? Wait. I didn't see that. I didn't even pick up on that. Where's the link for this? AI poetry out. Humans as readers prefer bots. Uncultured swine prone to believe. Is this a. Wait. This might not be a legit article then. Maybe this isn't legit, guys. I didn't even pick up on that, Jeff. I did not even pick up on that. Pittsburgh University. Okay. See, I've literally Googled AI poetry to go to the news tab, and the first thing I see, the first wow, this is an actual thing. You've got AI writing generator, AI poem and slogan generator, AI poem generator, AI poem generator, but a different company, AI generated poetry. That might be an article. Free AI poem generator, AI poem generator again. .io. Verse by verse by verse. Google research. Shit, man. But you know what? We have to pull together as poets, yes, but also as artists in general, because all artists are going through this at the moment. Graphics designers, um, illustrators. I'm gonna catch up on chat because I've missed a lot here. I'm not sure I can face it. I saw the trailer for the Anna Kendrick something bot movie, and I was like, nah, mate, I'm out. What? I think the problem is people, unfortunately, learning and growing is hard. AI preference is a reflection of our own laziness, which is something we discussed with the scrapping Shakespeare in part one for TikTok and Instagram. Oh my God, I see it now. Wait, we are the problem that we believed it. Is this meta? No, because there are other articles by. Hang on, that's what I was doing. I got distracted by the sheer amount of poetry AI generating websites. All right, let me just have a look. AI generated poetry is indistinguishable from human written poetry. That's by Nature. New Scientist. People prefer AI generated poems to Shakespeare and Dickinson. Daily Mail, okay, and the Washington Post. So both very credible sources. Daily Mail says shock survey finds people prefer poems written by AI to Shakespeare, Byron, and T.S. Eliot. Why is my throat going? That was a day ago, so that was the Daily Mail. And 2 days ago, the Washington Post headline is ChatGPT is a poet. A new study shows people prefer its verses. So it's a legit thing. We just happened across a comedic. The Telegraph, Shakespeare's poetry, not as good as AI. Can you tell the difference? So there you go. I can see it now. AI generates article slamming AI poetry. Message retracted. Um, Anything with robots or dolls, I'm out, thank you. Some of them are too realistic, gets you thinking like we could be living among them and not know. You have to watch Bicentennial Man. I promise you, Mitch, that's a good film. That's a happy film. It's got Robin Williams in it. Bicentennial Man. Robin Williams. It seems real. Yeah, I think it's real. That must be like a comedy blog or something. Deep fake. Yeah. This is a huge issue. This is a huge issue. And you know what? I see so many AI Instagram ads now. I see AI like generated content, and I just think, uh, as in, for example, I saw something. It had something to do with Gollum from Lord of the Rings. I can't remember what it was. It was weird, and I just think this is it. This is what we are. We know this because Madam Atwood predicted it. No, Margaret Atwood predicted it. What did Margaret Atwood say? No, now I'm even more curious as to what AI Shakespeare would look like. I still maintain that AI poetry is more popular because it's farming current content. This could be true. It's not hard to emulate Atticus or Rupi Kaur. There's enough TikTok hacks doing it already. This is true. But it's so this study, what happened with this study was they asked AI to write poetry as Mark Twain or poetry as Ted Hughes, poetry as Shakespeare, and people preferred the AI versions. I wonder if the study participants read much poetry outside the study. This is interesting. This is interesting. Um, Sorry, I'm shaking my finger at you, Jeff. Jeff, this is an interesting point, but also quite worrying because as poets, we want to reach wider audiences, right? As poets, our aim is should be to get people who don't normally read poetry to like our poems. I think. Am I right in saying that? Maybe not. And called it a collection with 3%. That's a great film. Yeah, Bicentennial Man is a great film. I don't think I've seen a bad Robin Williams film. The Heart Goes Last by Atwood kind of discusses The Heart Goes Last. Okay, remember that, folks. Maybe we can read that. The Heart Goes Last by Atwood. That's a good question, Jeff. Yeah, that's a very good question, Jeff. My chat box is jumping all over the place. I'm really sorry, guys. I wonder what sort of poem AI would write if you asked it to write one about AI. That's interesting. I think that's what I am Gov might have alluded to. Yeah. Wait, or was it Nikki? Someone mentioned something about writing about itself. Maybe they've never read poetry. Exactly, fire. Exactly. This is why live poetry shows matter more than ever. This is true, yeah. This is true. I'm not sure what's going on tonight, but my throat is suffering. Against AI generators after he discovered his name's. Wait, AI has previous for this. A photographer I know started speaking out against AI generators after he discovered his names were a prompt that generated his style of photo manipulation. Oh wow. Stands to reason this would happen with words. Yep. Yep. In the YouTube link I posted, the AI poetry started to write about its own consciousness after a while. It's concerning. Didn't someone either in one of these live streams, or maybe I read it, an article that AI was doing something and then it got bored So it started looking up holidays to Turkey or something like that. Something like that. It was doing it was doing something for someone, and then it got bored in the process and took a quick break to look up pictures of Turkey or to look up holidays to Turkey, something like that. Maybe it was fake. I don't know. This is another thing, this world we live in now. I feel like everything is fake. Fake news, fake content, fake, everything is fake. It's that I've read that bit. I saw that all over Instagram happening with independent artists. It's awful. AI has the benefit of being able to read more poets than we can. Yeah, well, AI is thinking about turkey teeth, maybe. Sorry, my N key doesn't always work. No, you're okay. You can generate an image in the style of Rosie Hardy or Brooke Shaden. You can. AI uses their images without consent, attribution, or compensation to generate similar images. Photographers spend years crafting. Hmm. Hmm. I'll message you a bit later, Nikki, actually, on that point. A signature style and AI plagiarizes it in seconds. Poets and writers are going the same way. George R. R. Martin has spoken out against the risk. Yeah, scary times, scary times. I need to plug my laptop into charge. Yeah. For some reason, the battery on this laptop suddenly just drains so quickly now. I don't want to get in the way of Shakes back there. Mm. Screams in AI horror. I came back just in time to catch this. Yeah, the in the style of issue is a big one. Also, I missed the whole context for this other than Nikki's comment. What was we saying? So there was a study of about 2,000 people, and essentially people prefer AI poetry over human handwritten poetry. You've pretty much been summed up with her comment, Genevieve. Hmm. Oh, by the way, so I'm on my phone way too much. And so, like most people, I hold it with my little finger down here, and I was getting real pain in my little finger, and I've got a gristle there now as well. And so, IMGov told me to get a pop socket. So, of course, this is the pop socket that I bought. It says word, and it's, of course, Shakespeare. Would you expect anything less? I'm indecently angry about this. Writers are encouraged to create their voice, a distinctive style that means a reader can identify your work, and AI will just file off the barcodes and rename it. That's a really sick design. Yeah. Amazon, £12. Thank you very much. Hello. It's like stealing a photo, cropping the watermark, and posting it as your own. AI doesn't generate new stuff. It decoupages? Decoupage? From the info it found. I have no idea what word that is. Decoupages? Decoupages? Hang on. I need Google to tell me what that word is. Decoupage. Decoupage. Oh, have they stopped doing they used to have a feature where have they stopped doing the feature where it can tell you, it just reads it out to you? Instead I've got an AI instead I've got an AI overview. They used to have a feature where if you Googled a word, you could listen to it. Creative art form that involves gluing cutouts onto a surface to decorate it. Oh, I pronounced it. It's French. AI overview. Yeah. It's where you chop something up and create something new. Okay. Decoupage. I really hate the AI overview, right? Oh my god, the irony, right? Yeah. Mm. I hope you all have a pleasant night. All right, everyone, I must go now. I really enjoyed this session, like all others. Thank you, Dimitri. Sorry about Nightbot, but I'm glad we managed to get you out of the sin bin. Sleep well and have a good day tomorrow. Thanks for staying up. I know you stay up late for these. I'm losing my voice so quickly. I'll give Nightbot a good spanking for you. Maybe that's related to the AI poetry. It's more on the surface, and thus easier to stomach. That is quite the compliment, Fire Olev. The best compliment I've gotten lately about my work was that it made my friend's mum uncomfortable. She actually left the room. Wow. Who can say they experienced that with AI generated poetry? Excuse me, sorry, that was okay. Impact of the current server farms for AI is pretty brutal too. Not to say all applications of AI are bad, but yeah. Outside of the concerns about the trainings of AI models, the ecological impact. Oh yeah, there's something about all these like because it needs all these servers or something, right? It- Hang on. Sorry, guys. Yeah, AI needs like loads of servers and stuff, which isn't good for the environment. To be fair, AI poetry would also make me get up and leave, but because it's trash. That sounds like a great compliment, Fire. I actually considered generating chapters of my current work with AI as I find it easier to edit than to draft, but I can't support the farming of IP without consent. IP is intellectual property for those who are unsure. Hello, Jack. I always find you on Sunday when I'm about to leave. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So we go live every Sunday from 7 p.m. till about between 8:30 and 9, depending on how the stream goes. But every Sunday at 7 p.m. It's good to see you. Yeah, the water and power usage is crazy. Oh, water. Never even thought about water. Yeah, I know. There are some people who have been trying to figure out more ethical training models. I didn't even think about water. Renewable energy for the win. 100%. 100%. Oh, for calling the tech, right? Okay. Ethically trained AI models is a sentence I didn't think I'd ever consider reading. Yep. Okay, good to see you too. If you want to see more of me, I am getting dressed as we speak. Uh, I don't know what that means, Jack. Um, if you want to see more of me, I'm getting dressed as we speak. What do you mean by more of you, sir? Yeah, it's for cooling. Right, that makes sense. It's an oxymoron. Just kidding. No, you're good. Before watershed? DM me, baby. Yeah, yeah. I don't know they exist. But I know some artists have been talking about it. Okay, guys, I think maybe we leave it there. The stream seems to be calming down a little bit. So the last thing I want is you guys to be bored of me. Well, you look at the size of Google's computers, it's not a reach. I haven't seen the size of Google's computers. Is this a thing? Let me have a look. Google computers, right? Google computers, computer engine, because I'm just getting laptops. Computer, is it computer engines? I don't know. No. Maybe you can send me some pictures because it's not coming up. Okay, guys, let's leave it there. Do you mean their servers? Yeah, maybe the servers. Maybe the servers. We're going to call it a day there. Don't forget, next week we're live on the Saturday instead of the Sunday. Next week is our 1 year anniversary, our 1 year birthday of Conversing with Poets. Um, so I'll try and think of something special to do for that. Not sure what it's going to be, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Del Girl, for the £5 super chat. Um, I'll reach out and get a poem for you and from you, and then I'll read it in the next. I'll read it on Saturday, actually. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but monkeys will never write the entire works of Shakespeare. I apologize, but I'll see you on Saturday. Thank you so much. Happy writing and have a good week. See you later.